So your water heater is on its last legs. Or maybe you are building new and trying to figure out which direction to go. And every single person you talk to has a different opinion. Your neighbor swears by his tankless unit. Your brother-in-law says tank style is the only way to go. And then you go online, and it gets even worse, because half the articles are written by companies trying to sell you something. Well, I have been a plumber for over 35 years, and I have personally installed hundreds of both tank and tankless water heaters in every kind of home you can imagine. Today I'm going to give you the honest, no-nonsense comparison that nobody else will, including the real cost numbers, the actual energy savings, and the stuff the sales brochures conveniently leave out. And stick around to the end, because I am going to tell you about a third option that most people have never even heard of that might beat both of these. Let us get into it. This is one of the biggest decisions you will make for your home's plumbing system, and it is not cheap either way. The wrong choice can cost you thousands over the life of the unit. So let us break this down piece by piece, starting with how these two systems actually work, because understanding that is the foundation for everything else. All right, let us start simple. A traditional tank water heater is basically a big insulated cylinder, usually 40 or 50 gallons for most homes, that keeps water hot and ready to go 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There is a burner at the bottom if it is gas, or heating elements inside if it is electric, and they kick on whenever the water temperature drops below the thermostat setting. Think of it like a big thermos that constantly reheats itself. The upside is you have got a reservoir of hot water sitting there, ready the moment you turn on a faucet. The downside is you are paying to keep that water hot, even at 3 in the morning, when nobody is using it. That is what the industry calls standby heat loss, and it is real. You can lose anywhere from 15 to 25% of your energy just keeping that tank warm. Now, a tankless unit works completely differently. There is no storage tank at all. When you open a hot water faucet, cold water flows through the unit, hits a high-powered burner or electric element, and gets heated instantly as it passes through. The moment you turn off the faucet, the unit shuts down. No standby loss. No keeping 50 gallons hot while you are at work all day. Sounds perfect, right? Well, hold on, because there is a lot more to this story. Let us talk about what these things actually cost to buy and install, because this is where most people get their first big surprise. Here is the honest truth on pricing. A standard 40 or 50 gallon tank water heater, gas-fired, is going to run you somewhere between $400 and $800 for the unit itself. A decent mid-range model, which is what I put in most homes, sits right around $550 to $650. Installation on a straight swap, meaning you are replacing an old tank with a new one in the same spot, typically runs $300 to $600 in labor depending on your area. So all in, you are looking at roughly $800 to $1,400 for most tank installations. Now here is where tankless gets interesting. The unit itself for a whole house gas tankless system runs anywhere from $800 to $1,500. But the unit cost is not what gets you. It is the installation. If your home has never had a tankless unit before, you are likely looking at upgrading your gas line from a 3/4 inch to a 1-inch line, because these units demand a lot more gas volume. You may need a new dedicated vent run, and it cannot be the old B-vent your tank used. Most tankless units require a stainless steel Category 3 or a concentric vent kit. You might also need an electrical outlet installed nearby for the control board. When you add all of that up, a first-time tankless installation commonly runs between $2,500 and $4,500 total. I have done some that hit $5,000 in older homes that needed significant gas line rework. That is a big difference from the tank price, and it is the number one thing people do not account for when they start shopping. By the way, if you are finding this helpful, You should know this is just a taste of what I have put into my book, 50 Easy Plumbing Fixes That Will Save You $10,000. It covers everything from leaky faucets to running toilets, step by step, with diagrams. You can grab your copy by scanning the QR code on screen right now, or just use the first link in the description below. All right, let us keep going. So the big question everyone wants answered is whether a tankless unit will save enough on monthly bills to justify that higher upfront cost. Let me give you the real numbers from what I have seen. The Department of Energy estimates that tankless water heaters are about 24 to 34% more energy efficient for homes that use 41 gallons or less per day. For homes using a lot more, around 86 gallons a day, the savings drops to about 8 to 14%. In real dollar terms, most families I work with save somewhere between $80 and $150 per year on gas bills after switching to tankless. Now let me do that math for you. If your tankless installation cost you $3,000 more than a tank would have, and you are saving $100 a year, that is a 30-year payback period. That is not great. If you are saving $150 a year, you are looking at 20 years to break even. And here is what the brochures never mention. Energy prices fluctuate, your usage changes as kids move out or move in, and the unit needs maintenance that costs money too. The savings are real, but they are not as dramatic as most people expect. Where tankless really shines on efficiency is in homes where hot water usage is spread out throughout the day rather than concentrated in a morning rush. If you and your spouse both shower, run the dishwasher, and do laundry all within the same 2-hour window, a tankless unit is working incredibly hard during that burst and sitting idle the rest of the day, which narrows the efficiency gap considerably. Let us talk about how long these things last, because this is where the equation starts to shift. A standard tank water heater, well maintained, gives you about 8 to 12 years. I have seen some go 15, but that is the exception, not the rule. And most people do not maintain them at all, which means you are realistically looking at 8 to 10 years. A tankless unit, properly maintained, can last 20 years or more. I have pulled out tankless units that were 18, 19 years old and still running, strong. That means over a 30-year period you are buying 2 or maybe 3 tank heaters versus 1, possibly 2 tankless units. When you factor in the cost of those additional tank replacements, the total cost of ownership gap closes significantly. Now here is the maintenance piece that catches people off guard. Tankless units need to be descaled and flushed at least once a year, especially if you have hard water. If you skip this, mineral buildup will choke that heat exchanger and kill your unit years early. A professional flush runs about $100 to $150, or you can buy a descaling kit for about $40 and do it yourself in about an hour. Tank heaters need their anode rod checked every 3 to 4 years and the tank flushed annually too, though almost nobody does it. An anode rod is $20 to $50 and takes about 15 minutes to swap. The point is, both systems need attention. Neither one is set it and forget it. Now let us get into everyday performance, because this is where you actually live with your decision. A tank water heater gives you a simple, predictable experience. You turn on the hot tap, and hot water comes out almost immediately because it is already sitting there in the tank, hot and ready. The limitation is the capacity. If you have a 50-gallon tank and your family burns through 50 gallons in a morning rush, you are taking a cold shower. Recovery time on a gas tank is roughly 30 to 40 minutes to reheat a full tank. Tankless units advertise unlimited hot water, and technically that is true. As long as water is flowing through the unit, it will keep heating it. But there is a catch called flow rate. A typical whole-house gas tankless unit puts out somewhere between 8 and 10 gallons per minute in warm climates. But in cold climates where the incoming water temperature is 40 or 45 degrees, that drops to 4 or 5 gallons per minute. That means if someone is showering at 2 gallons per minute and someone else starts the dishwasher at 1.5 gallons per minute, and then a third person turns on a bathroom faucet, you might exceed the unit's capacity and everyone gets lukewarm water. The other thing nobody warns you about is the cold water sandwich. You turn on the hot tap, you get a short burst of hot water that was sitting in the pipes, then a slug of cold water hits before the tankless unit fires up and sends fresh hot water through. It is not a deal breaker, but it catches people off guard, and it is annoying. Let us go over some common problems you might run into with each type and how to deal with them. On the tank side, the number one issue I see is a leaking pressure relief valve. You will notice water dripping from that little pipe running down the side of your tank. Usually this means the valve is doing its job because pressure or temperature is too high inside the tank, or the valve itself has gone bad. Check your thermostat setting first. It should be at 120 degrees. If that is fine, replace the valve, which is about $15 to $20 and a 15-minute job. Second common tank problem is rusty or discolored hot water. This almost always means your air node rod is spent and the tank itself is starting to corrode inside. If you catch it early, replace the air node rod and flush the tank. If the tank is already rusting through, it is time for a new heater. Third issue is strange popping or rumbling noises from the tank. That is sediment buildup on the bottom getting superheated. Flush the tank thoroughly and it usually resolves it. On the tankless side, the most common issue I deal with is error codes related to ignition failure. This usually means the gas supply is inadequate, the vent is partially blocked, or the igniter is dirty. Check your gas valve first. Make sure it is fully open and inspect the vent termination outside for any debris or bird nests. Second big tankless problem is fluctuating water temperature. This is often caused by flow rates that are too low to trigger the unit or too high for it to keep up. Most tankless units have a minimum flow rate of around half a gallon per minute to activate. Low flow fixtures can sometimes fall below that threshold. Third is mineral scale buildup causing reduced performance. If your hot water output seems weaker than it used to be, descale the heat exchanger. In hard water areas, I tell my customers to flush every 6 months instead of once a year. Prevention on both sides comes down to the same thing. Annual maintenance is not optional if you want these systems to last. So which one is right for your home? Here is my honest framework after hundreds of installs. Go with a tank water heater if you are on a tighter budget up front. Your home already has a tank setup with proper gas and venting. Your household has predictable hot water usage concentrated in a short window. Or you plan to sell the home within the next 5 to 7 years and do not need to recoup a long payback period. Go with tankless if you plan to stay in your home long term. 15 years or more, your household uses hot water spread throughout the day. You have the budget for the higher upfront installation cost. You are in a moderate climate where incoming water temperatures are not extremely cold. Or you value the space savings since tankless units mount on a wall and free up that entire closet or utility area. There is no universally right answer. It depends on your house, your family, your budget, and how long you plan to stay. All right, here is that bonus tip I promised you. There is a third option that most homeowners have never even considered, and it is called a hybrid heat pump water heater. These units look like a regular tank heater, but they have a heat pump on top that pulls warmth from the surrounding air to heat the water, kind of like a refrigerator running in reverse. They use about 60% less energy than a standard electric tank heater. The upfront cost sits between $1,200 and $2,000 for the unit, plus installation, which puts them right between a tank and tankless in total price. The real kicker is the rebates. Depending on your state, federal tax credits and local utility rebates can knock $700 to over $1,000 off that price. I have been installing more and more of these over the past few years, and the customer satisfaction has been outstanding. They do need to be installed in a space that stays between about 40 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit, with at least 1,000 cubic feet of airspace around them. So a garage or large utility room works great, but a small closet does not. If you have the right space for one, seriously look into it. It might be the best value option out of all three. That wraps it up. If this was useful, you will love the full book. 50 step-by-step plumbing fixes with diagrams, all in one guide. Link is below. Hit subscribe so you do not miss the next video. Thanks for watching.